This Christmas holiday, I just haven't met you yet. I need someone to do something like that for me. But we're going to get into the clash of the mask on the Masked Singer After Show. Stay tuned.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey guys, it's an amazing holiday season. We're all feeling it around here in the studio. I am your host, Chae Jones, and I know I am not Shantiera or Raylan, but I will do my best to, live up to my potential today. And with me, I have a newbie at the AfterBuzz Studios, so that means you gotta be nice in the chat to her. Her name is Bria Williams, and she's been a super fan since the first season.
Sure have. What's going on, guys?
And I, again, am your host, Chae Jones, and I am just a fan of this show. I am obsessed. I think it's amazing. And you might have, seen me in the last few episodes past filling in. But I am your moderator today, and we're about to get into it. We're going to break down these 4 powerful performances we saw tonight, get into that smackdown and the unmasking of the butterfly, which was just so hurtful to my heart. Why? Everybody in chat is actually really upset. They're hashtagging justice for the butterfly. And I totally am in agreement with that. Especially Selena. She's like, why can't it be the tree and not her? Why does it have to be the butterfly? Why can't it be the tree and not her? Which I totally agree with. Unfortunately, I love the tree. She gives me so many good vibes. But today, why?
I know. My heart was broken, especially when we found out it was Michelle Williams.
Overall thoughts this entire episode. What were you thinking this entire episode overall?
Okay, the entire episode, I thought that the song choices were really good. Yes. I was into it from the beginning when the butterfly came in with the Demi Lovato song.
You never go wrong when you do Demi Lovato, okay?
Never. So I thought the song choices were really good. And I also thought that the smackdown was good, too. The battle was good. So overall, so many good performances. The songs were great. Their voices sounded great. So I was entertained thoroughly today.
I know, like you said, the song choices were amazing, especially Tennessee Whiskey. Now, I am not a drinker whatsoever, but dang, I want me a whiskey after that song, because it just came down all smooth, and you just felt it. But, we have to start with the performance of the night. Started with the butterfly versus the fox. So we're going to get into the clues that we were given. So we had sharing a stage with giants. It was a football on the during the clue package, and obviously I just think of Super Bowl performance. Mm-hmm. Clearly, that's what I was thinking of. And then we had a playbill, and then we had her performance of Sorry Not Sorry, which was just hands down, she killed it. From the riffs, every note was amazing and flawless.
It was really good. From the clues, I wouldn't have thought Michelle Williams, though.
Really?
I was thinking more of Mel B. I don't think Mel B dated a football player or was with a football player or any.
No.
So
I think she's mostly just actors.
But as far as everything else, as far as her singing, as far as her performance, I definitely saw more of a Mel B. I didn't think it was Michelle Williams.
It was the Spice Girl reference that threw you off, wasn't it?
Yes, that's what it was.
I think she threw it in just to try to throw people off at the last second.
And it worked.
For you.
For me. Okay, for me.
For me, the only reason, because with the playbills, she went to London, she performed in Chicago in the West End. And she did that. And then she came back over here, playbill-wise. She did Once on an Island on Broadway in New York for a spinal performance, days that it had in Broadway. So for me, that's what it was. And then the football, obviously, for me, it was a Super Bowl performance. I legit thought of that iconic Destiny's Child Super Bowl performance that no one can... You would never not think of the Super Bowl, and you would never not think of that performance of all 3 women killing it.
Absolutely.
So for me, that was me. And then obviously we have to get the judges' guesses in there. So Jenny guessed Michelle Williams, but Robin, during this time period of where we are in the show, he didn't think it was Michelle. He thought it was Leona Lewis.
And Monica, too.
And Monica. I was like, okay, I wish Monica was a mask on.
I know.
That would give me so much life to see Monica doing the show.
That would have been great.
It would have stolen the show.
But she wouldn't have went home. Monica would not have went home.
I mean, Patti LaBelle went home, and I'm still surprised at that point.
I'm still hurt on that one.
So I'm just gonna and then Ken, because Ken is Ken Jeong, and he decides the football made him think of Kerry Washington because she is married to a football player. But, I mean, we all knew that. I think that was just a throw. That was a throw in there for that sake.
I mean, Ken adds the funny.
True. Like, I think that the purpose is that Ken adds the funny. It just does. And then the chat is just going crazy right now. But I will get into you guys on the chat because you guys are debating. But before I get to the tree, I still got to get to the Fox. Now, I love the swagger of the Fox. I love the steampunk. I love everything about what the Fox is representing. And for his clue package, he said he's always been underestimated. And then there was a chalkboard that said yes and, which obviously for me is improv. Like you've done some form of improv. And then it was another superhero reference. Mm-hmm. And that just throws you off so badly.
It does throw you off.
Like so you keep saying you're a superhero. And the reason, I will give him this though. Because if we're going to go that far, then I will throw in the fact that his first television role he ever performed was in a TV show called Superboy for Wayne Brady.
Is that who you think it is?
That, for my guess right now. However, I will say the judges, especially Ken's theory though, for Jamie Foxx being that person because he did play a super villain in The Amazing Spider-Man. Which a lot of people forget. I actually forgot until he mentioned it.
I forgot that too, actually. But I think I don't know, because, okay, in tonight's performance, I could have seen a Jamie Foxx. But in the last performance I saw from the Fox, I didn't get Jamie Foxx. So I'm stumped because I feel soul in him, but then I feel like rocker in him. So I'm like indifferent.
That means just like his voice is very versatile. I feel like he always changes up the performance a little bit. I think always to keep people guessing. But the only reason his last performance made me believe it was my guess was because I've heard him sing before. Mm-hmm. I've heard him perform. And it kind of cinched it in my mind. But the judges decided to guess. We have, for Robin, I'm still tripping about this one, AJ McClain from the Backstreet Boys. And then obviously Jamie Foxx from Ken, and then Taye Diggs was also thrown in there because Jenny mentioned in the past clue packages that, he's been in this business for 30 years. And he was reading a book to his child, and Taye Diggs does have a book out about loving your hair as being a mixed biracial child. Mm-hmm. And I thought that book is, first of all, still amazing. You guys should check it out. If you have children, it is the book for them. But I when he said that, I was like, wait, okay, I can see that. However, I've also heard Taye Diggs. He's been performing on Broadway since Rent. If you don't recognize the voice by now, you just won't recognize Taye Diggs' voice.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's Taye Diggs.
I mean, for me, the reason I also thought it was Wayne Brady is because Wayne Brady will also be starting on Black Lightning in 2020. So he will be recurring. So that's my theory for why, I would say.
Okay.
And obviously the face-off winner in this was the Fox. So the Fox has to keep his mask on. Okay, cool. I can roll with that. I was like, because I felt like in the SmackDown, the butterfly was going to get the shot. So then, you go to the thingamajig. Oh. And the thingamajig is a thing of beauty. He is amazing. And in his clue package, he said he's been hustling every day of his life. That's what he knows. He committed to himself in a ceremony to himself. I feel like it was more of a self-rediscovery of loving yourself, learning what self-love is type of situation. And then it seemed like maybe he was recently divorced or recently separated. So he's single.
I mean, he was flirting with Nicole all episode.
They flirt all the time. Let's be real clear. They flirt all the time. But he also said he recently suffered a setback. And then he had a note. It was a little I love you note saying from my love to Maryland. And everybody's kind of like, who's Maryland?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is left field for me. In the chat, if you guys know what that reference could be about, please let us know because I'm really curious. And he performed Haven't Met You Yet, obviously by Michael Buble. And with the date of a jig in the background. That stitched it for me. I love that performance. And then obviously you have Nicole as your, it's a match. It's a perfect match. That was the cutest show of, okay, so when I get unmasked, we can actually be something. I feel like that was like that display of affection in that way. What about you?
I mean, I think he was trying, but I think that they're just going to leave it at a distance of a relationship.
Even when he's unmasked?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's no need.
Okay.
No need to, I mean, it's fun in games, but we don't need to take the fun outside of the game.
You're right. I mean, okay, only because I want to know who the thingamajig is, and if the vibes are right, something could happen. I'm down for it, especially because he asked her what's her ideal of a perfect date, even though she never answered.
I mean, he's very tall. He's probably a very nice-looking man underneath the thingamajig that he has on his head.
I actually like the thingamajig. The thingamajig doesn't for me take away anything. I think for some reason I could just be a weird person in my view of the thingamajig. I think the thingamajig is sexy,
but I don't think he's a singer. He's not
as a professional singer.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. However, from the way he sings though, why aren't you singing? Is my question.
You think so?
He can sing. He has so much soul, and you can feel there's so much passion when he sings, and so much he wants to get out, something he wants to release. And singing is an outlet for that for so many people. But because sometimes we're always told to stay in our lane, stay in the lane that you're in, don't venture out.
That's true. That's very true. Armand, Tiana Taylor's husband.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't be flirting with Nicole on live TV, but
what's his name?
I forgot his name, but he's a singer rapper.
But how many people know who she's married to? I feel like, that would be a nice twist on everything.
It'd be a long twist. It's a long shot. But it's somebody.
True.
Who's an athlete.
Oh, it has
he's a basketball player.
Yeah, you are
I don't know any other basketball players that are singing.
For the judges, obviously they guess Montel Jordan, Brian McKnight. But no, the Brian McKnight, never would that be Brian McKnight.
Yeah, Brian McKnight's
he's too
voice.
experienced,
yeah.
And you would have recognized anything Brian McKnight would ever do.
Yeah, there's voices under those masks that just give you chills.
And you just know it instantly.
Yeah.
Like the flamingo, but that's not here for today. I'm just gonna say that. I'm putting it out there. But Jenny also threw out Dennis Rodman, and I haven't seen Dennis Rodman in forever. So if that would be the biggest surprise of the history they've ever done on The Masked Singer. However, people in the chat feel very, very differently. They believe it's Victor Oladipo. I just hope I pronounced his name right. However, I will say this. Even when Jenny asked him the 4 candles, that's what was confusing her. That's why she believed he was an athlete.
Yeah.
It could be because his number on his jersey for the Pacers is 4. 2.
Okay,
that's
good
his jersey
point.
number.
Okay.
So I can see why also people are saying Victor.
I could see that. Possibly.
Kristen says the thingamajig has swag. And then Miriam says thingamajig and Nicole are so cute together. Which, they are. We heart them. They look. I think in real life they could be a match in heaven. I think this could be her shot. However, Ken is always serious on the show. He wants to get the heart of everything, and this is not mass Tinder. I thought that was the best line of the night.
He brings the funny.
That was the best line for me.
He's great.
Well, that one and her throwing shade. Nicole throwing shade at her exes, saying that they're all narcissists.
Oh, and then
they showed the picture of her and Nick back in the day, and he's just like, I take offense to that.
Nick dated everybody.
It feels like it though. He has had a long line of exes, but that's not what we're here to discuss.
We're not.
We're not. We could get into it, but we won't. So next is we have the tree. Now, some of her clue packages were Smelly Cat. For me, it was the 50s, 60s music that was playing in the background. And then it had a what is a friend in Stitch. Mm-hmm. And then she's an Opa, which made me think Greek, obviously. And the witch's hat. And then the dynamite saying is a powder keg, and she's ready to spark. Mm-hmm. And then, which is also a lyric in the song she sang from Total Eclipse of the Heart. Which just gets you every time you hear the song. You close your eyes. It's the karaoke choice for many, many people out there in the world. And she really did it though. She killed that song.
She did actually kill the song, and I actually did agree and I thought it was Lisa Kudrow too.
Seriously?
Yeah. She's just so fun, and I've heard a little bit of harmony in her voice. I think she could make it through an entire song for her performance and kind of trick us to make us think that it's an actual singer, but it's not. Like, she's a great actress, so I think she could play that off. So I do agree with Nicole when she said that.
I mean, it's definitely somebody who is older, more mature, and the judges thought Lisa Kudrow, Anna Gasteyer, Nia Vardalos, or Megan Mullally. And the only reason I can think of Nia Vardalos obviously is the Opa part because of My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Yeah.
And she actually she performed on Broadway. She performed in the original Chicago performance of Wicked as Elphaba. But I can also see Anna though as well, only because she also did Wicked, but on Broadway. And she has read for so many things. She did the first Wives Club rendition on Broadway in a Broadway form. She has been performing from SNL. And she's a face you always know. Like, you recognize her. But I've never heard her sing, so this is also why it's throwing me at the same time.
I know. That, me too. Because I don't... I mean, like I said, there's that harmony in the voice, so it could be Broadway, but I don't think it's an act. I don't think it's a professional singer.
I mean, they're professional singers in a way, too. So the fact that they can able to go from theater and also transform over to television, one, is hard to do. But if you can do it seamlessly and it flows,
true, that's
a sign of an icon right there.
Oh, true. I mean, and this show is full of icons.
I mean, come on now.
Okay, good point.
And obviously the people in the chat are saying, Selena says Tree is Anna Gasteyer. I've said from day 2. Obviously they think the witch's hat is also from Elphaba from Wicked.
Okay.
Which could also be either Nia Vardalos or Anna, because they both played versions of that. And Jazzy Jones says the Tree is Anna Gasteyer. There's a whole bunch of basically of agreements with that one. So Jazzy says she is the next guest, obviously from the past few weeks, because from the clue packages and everything. So everybody's now really saying that is Anna Gasteyer. So we can go with that. And obviously, somehow in this versus of the thingamajig versus I can't still get over this, the tree is saved.
I know.
That shocked me.
It shocked me too.
I couldn't believe it. I actually thought it was gonna be the butterfly and the tree in that final SmackDown battle.
I did too. And I thought the butterfly would win, and we
would be happy.
We wouldn't be here right now.
We wouldn't be how we were feeling today.
No.
But let's get into the SmackDown. So obviously, it is the best part of the show when you have two great voices come into a battle to ring it out for one last shot to survive. You have the butterfly versus the thingamajig, and Butterfly comes out strong with Believer by Imagine Dragons, and that performance gave me chills.
It gave me chills too, because she's a performer. So she's performing when she's giving us her energy and everything. I feel an actual performance from her. Versus the thingamajig, he just kind of, walks in circles. But, he had a good song too. So I really thought that the butterfly was going to come out on top. I'm just so hurt.
Miriam, you want us to explain the clues to you. Clues for which person? Just so I can help answer it, hopefully.
But yeah.
Oh, and Joseph says in the chat, this was the best SmackDown so far. Jazzy says, Tree being saved was a shock, but she did good. And then Selena said, why couldn't they sing a duet? Oh, I can understand the Mean Girl clue. Oh, there's a Mean Girl clue I missed? No. Okay, then that means it's Anna Gasteyer if that's the case, because she was Lindsay Lohan's mom in Mean Girls.
True. So it is her then.
For everybody is believing that, and then she also was the star of the Soup in Springfield. Hold up, I'm hoping they mean Springfield and not Singfield, because I don't know what Singfield is.
Well, okay.
Krista, maybe you can explain that to me. But yeah, so the SmackDown, and like you said, the thingamajig he has a swag, but he's also he's not a performer.
Yeah.
And I loved it, and Caught Up is a great song, and Usher gives me joy every time I hear it, no matter how old I get. But if we're going off the strongest performer in that, it legit was the butterfly. It
was the butterfly, but I don't think we're going off the strongest performance. I think we're just going what makes the crowd bop. And Usher's song won. I was bopping.
I was was hopping too. But man, why'd you have to get?
I mean, I was.
Yeah.
We weren't going by performances. Because it's Michelle Williams. Come on.
I mean, I know. So, we have the judges' last guess. And we have Michelle Williams by 3 of the judges. Mel B and Victoria Beckham thrown out there. And in my mind, when Joe said Victoria Beckham, I was like, I'm so sorry for you, sir. Like, in my head, that is really what I said, because I'm just like, no. But I'll let you have it, because you're guesting today. But another week, but still, no, sir. This is not how we... No.
She was out.
It was just not going to be her. And everybody in the chat is actually saying the tree should have went home today.
I agree.
Shanice says the tree should have went home. I'm still mad. And even before in the chat, people were actually venting off their thoughts, venting off their frustration that the tree is still there. Mm-hmm. Even Selena was throwing out #justice for Butterfly.
Well, yeah.
And I totally agree with that.
And then especially after seeing Michelle, knowing everything she's been through, you wanted it to be her over everybody.
And then obviously, okay, so now we're going to unmask, and obviously, yes, Butterfly is a real to be. Michelle Williams, Destiny's Child. Like, they have 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They performed at Super Bowl not once, twice. Coachella,
yes.
10 songs that she's performed on has been in the Hot 100, Billboard record charts everywhere. And she did take a year off to, figure out herself and who she is. Because I feel like she's always wanted to be a performer. That's why she did Destiny's Child. But after that, it became a thing of, there's Beyonce.
Yeah.
And that's Beyonce. And we're the other 2 girls. Who am I being Michelle Williams now? Mm-hmm. And even though it's been years since we've had a Destiny's Child, like Destiny's Child as a group, because they ended back in 2005, it's still like, who am I? Like, now, almost 13 years later, still trying to love my voice again, not be insecure about it.
Yeah, well, she said this was a comeback for her. She said she hasn't performed since December 11th of 2018. This was her comeback moment. She mentions how it's a confidence booster. Yeah. And I hope she knows as well everybody's rooting for her. Everyone wants Michelle to win. Everyone wanted her to win as a butterfly. So I think the best thing for her was to be able to come out as this butterfly and be reborn as she has been. So, Michelle, this was a moment for you, and yes.
But I think the butterfly is also a great choice, because the thing about when you're a caterpillar, you can go to your cocoon, you hibernate. You hibernate, you take the time that you need to come out and own who you are. Mm-hmm. Own all the colors and all the mistakes and everything you've lived through to come out strong on the other side.
She's reborn, absolutely.
So I totally agree with you. And watching her tear up, made me tear up, because you can feel and just understand how important it was for her to join this show and actually let all those doubts in her head go to the wayside.
Yeah, and not have to worry about, people knowing it's me, Michelle Williams, and just singing her heart out and being amazing, being who she is and being the star of the show.
Yes. And also throwing out the fact that Raven-Symoné was also the Masked Singer, and Michelle Williams guest starred on Raven's Home in season 2.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
So I thought that was cool too, since we're making a lot of people like to make the Disney references between everybody.
Yeah.
That has in this current season 2 of The Masked Singer, I should say. And some people in the chat are saying, Miriam says Tree has a lucky charm that way, though. Shanice says, I love the thingamajig, so I was rooting for him the whole time. Sorry, Butterfly. I wanted the Tree to go home, though. Eliza said, people should do more of this. This is fun. And Jazzy says, to be honest, there is so many good people left, but I still was shocked that the Tree didn't go home.
I think everyone is just kind of baffled.
I am baffled.
Because the performances were they were so good today. And the Butterfly started us off with a high expectation.
Yes.
And so I think everybody met that expectation, but the Tree just didn't hit it today.
It really was that just case. And I think that's why everybody's so shocked by it. The Tree was somebody who should have been sent off to SmackDown, not Thingamajig. like, though I love the tree, I love her infectiousness. I love the energy that she brings, and I can agree with Miriam in the chat that she does maybe have a lucky charm on her back.
Well, maybe this week is just her week.
I mean, this week is her week, and guys, that has been The Masked Singer. I can't believe there's only 6-ish people left.
Yeah.
Because once we come back because next week's episode is a 2-hour-long situation of episodes, and that means double eliminations. I don't know how I'm gonna feel.
I just know what happened this week shouldn't happen next week.
Please.
No, what should happen, though, is they should continue to set the expectation high from the beginning, because I think that puts a little edge on everybody to do well, and that shows us as the audience and the super fans of who we just think should be pushed out to the wayside. Yeah. It makes it that much easier for us.
It really does. But, I mean, everybody's feeling their own type of way. I love, Selena says, #Black Women Power Trio. Like, yes, respect that right there. And this show has just been so incredible. It's something that I don't think any of us expected to love as much as we do, but it is the best time you could ever spend watching.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
It truly is. But guys, we have some news and some gossip that we're going to get into. And Miss Bria is going to start us off.
All right. So Nick Cannon, what is he not doing? So he is having 2 new nationally syndicated radio shows that are coming out in 2020. He is partnered with Merlot Media and Skyview Networks. Nick Cannon has Nick Cannon Radio coming out January 27th in 2020, as well as Nick Cannon Weekends. That will be on Saturday and Sunday, February 2020. Nick Cannon's doing everything, as always. He's everywhere. So shout out to you, Nick. I cannot wait to listen into those.
I cannot wait. And guys, so for me, my news is, if you just haven't heard, or if you've been on a rock this weekend, we had the Pussycat Dolls reunion on the X Factor Celebrity, and it was everything I wanted, never knew I needed, and I couldn't be more excited. This picture we have up here is a video that Nicole posted, and her excitement to be back with her girls. Oh my gosh, and it gives me so much joy. We have Ashley Roberts. Hold on, because I, for some reason, went down in this page. We have Ashley Roberts, Kimberly Wyatt, Carmen Bashar, and Jessica Suta. And they are in the most amazing outfits you will ever find and respect, because this is what we know of the Pussycat Dolls. This is what they're known for, being edgy and being amazing. But would it surprise you to know that some people just found it very inappropriate? We have a tweet that says, the outfits the Pussycat Dolls are wearing on the X Factor Celebrity are totally inappropriate for 8:15 p.m. on a family show. Not good role models for girls. You don't have to take your clothes to be successful. And another user said, that was an absolute disgraceful spectacle of the Pussycat Dolls before the watershed, the kids watching. Their excessively revealing and totally inappropriate outfits and S&M style dance moves wouldn't have been out of place on an adult channel. However, other people thought these people were totally wrong and that it was in favor of their outfits. We have a note to Mom's Net Brigade. The Pussycat Dolls are not Little Mix. They are not meant for children. Do not bring them to their shows. PCD are grown women who can wear what they want. A good example to set for your kids is to perhaps not shame women for expressing their sexuality. And Pussycat Dolls have given me life with their combined age of 970, looking amazing still. Now, guys in the chat, how do you feel about the Pussycat Dolls reunion and the outfits they were wearing? What were your thoughts on that? We would love to hear that. But what about you, Bria? What were your thoughts on this whole topic? Is it inappropriate? Is it not inappropriate?
I think, like she mentioned, it's the Pussycat Dolls. So, I mean, you shouldn't be bringing your 8-year-old to see the Pussycat Dolls. Their name is the Pussycat Dolls. So, I mean, they have great music. And if you could take away from what their outfit was, they're women. They're comfortable in their own skin. I think that's what we should be promoting, women being comfortable in their own skin. Women can be sexy and still be cute and still be classy. I think that's something that we need to talk more about. It doesn't have to be raunchy. You don't have to look at it as being raunchy for it and it to be negative, because it's not that. The Pussycat dolls have word vomit. They've come back and they've killed it. It's been 9 years since they've been together?
Actually, it's been officially 9 years since they have performed together.
And that's amazing for them to even be able to come back together and still look this good 9 years later. That's what we should be talking about. How good they look 9 years later, not what they're wearing 9 years later.
I totally agree. And I feel like, this is 2019, why are we still in a society where you are telling women what's acceptable or not? Mm-hmm. Especially if you're a man, because you don't have to live in my body to tell me what's right or wrong for me. And especially if you're another woman, why are you bringing down another woman for being so comfortable in their body? They get to wear outfits like that. I wish I had a body to fit into Nicole's outfit, okay? I ain't that petite.
But it's still not everybody.
Anybody, everybody. Especially because Lizzo is she is the champion for, doesn't matter what you look like, she's the most comfortable woman I've ever seen in my skin in the entire world.
Absolutely.
She don't care who you are. If you ain't worried about her body, I'm not worried about my body. I love it. I live in it. And I look good.
That's what we should be promoting. And that's, I think, what we should be talking about, especially with the Pussycat dolls, is, these women coming back 9 years later, promoting women empowerment, promoting growth, promoting positive body images.
Taking charge of your sexuality as a woman.
Absolutely. I think that should be the conversation. I don't think we should bring any negative energy towards the Pussycat dolls. We're glad that they're back together and seeing them on stage together, because their moves are everything.
Their moves are everything. Joseph Santone says, I loved it so much. Even the outfits were great. And then Miriam says, it's their bodies, not others' people. And then Selena said, they can wear what they want. It's 2019, Jesus. Which I totally stand, because I feel like, why are we still having these conversations in 2019? I always feel like when we get to a new decade, a new forward in motion in the future, I feel like we should have progressed more, but it seems like we're receding in a way. History repeats itself only because we let it.
Absolutely. And it's what we focus on too, what we give the attention to. So if we focus more on positive body vibes versus why did you wear this? You went to a Pussycat Dolls concert. You're supporting them. So enjoy the show and watch them work.
Because they kill it. And on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the Masked Singer App Show. You guys are amazing. So amazing in the chat. And I actually agree with Joseph. I wish there was a Destiny's Child reunion tour. Just because we need it. And they would kill, merchandise-wise. It'd be everything. But, Miss Bria, you want to tell the people where they can find you on all social media platforms?
Yes, you guys can find me on Twitter at Bria Chanel. You can find me on Instagram at Bria Williams _, and on all other platforms.
And you guys can find me at Real Chae Jones on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find me at the High School Musical, the series, after show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And we're going to have a very special guest joining us next Tuesday, so stay tuned. And we'll see you guys next week for The Masked Singer.
Woo! See ya!
Bye!
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.